the Jovova Canadian Soccer League on Rogers TV. Tonight, from Centennial Park in Etobicoke, it's the Serbian White Eagles hosting FC Hamilton, Croatia.
Standings as we have a look at your lineups for FC Hamilton, Croatia. As McKay will get the start in goal, they will play a 4-3-3 formation. And as we mentioned, just 1 point back of York Region, 4 tops in the Jovova Canadian Soccer League. For the Serbian White Eagles, pretty similar lineup to what they've fielded most of the season. They'll play a 4-4-2 as well. And Milos Kocic got a chance to play with Toronto FC in one of their exhibition games, but back to the Canadian Soccer League for him. The Serbian White Eagles getting set to host FC Hamilton, Croatia, as we have a look at our officials today. And we've got some of the top officials in all of Canada here to observe the way this game is officiated today. So pressure's on, Cal.
Yeah, David Barry under a bit of scrutiny perhaps. A lot of eyes watching. I'm sure he'll do admirably. We're set to get this one underway, and it will be FC Hamilton, Croatia heading right to left. Serbian White Eagles heading left to right.
And here we go, Sasha Visiknets with a quick touch and a nice ball through. Here's a shot just wide of the post and right off the opening kick. Sasha Visiknets with a nice run and feed up the left side.
Boy, they're extremely quick. They do not waste any time whatsoever. We talked a lot about how they have not played as many games as the rest. They're trying to make up for it every single time they touch the ball.
Shepanovic, the corner kick, that's headed out of harm's way as the Serbian White Eagles keep it in. Kirill Dimitrov taken down to ground, but keeping it in and heading to the turf was Vucinic as he was arguing for a free kick. None came. Ball through into the box. Here's a shot, quick one, taken by Grupizic. And that'll go for a goal kick as furious action here in the first 60 seconds of this game.
Yeah, well, Jason Shannon wasting absolutely no time bullying the Serbian White Eagle player off the ball. Leads to a chance, but not being able to control it was Preston Corporal.
Preston Corporal, one of the outstanding forwards on this FC Hamilton Croatia team. We mentioned off the top, Aiden O'Keefe, another one of those great strikers. He'll be wearing number 14, Will O'Keefe. Corporal number 6. As Milos Kocic will fire it 3/4 of the way down the field, but controlled by FC Hamilton Croatia. Left sideline. Controlled by the Serbian White Eagles. Back pass intended for Shepanovic. Misses the mark as we're going to have our first foul of the game, as it was Kirill Dimitrov taking down his man, and we'll have a free kick. Taken quickly. Right side now for FC Hamilton Croatia. That's chipped into the box. Crossing attempt goes off a leg, or does it? No, it'll be a goal kick. So right through the touch line for FC Hamilton Croatia, and Milos Kocic will kick it away. And Cal talked about how Kocic played in that exhibition game for TFC. Mirko Medic as well taking part in that game, and must have been a big thrill for those two.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, the opportunity to get called to the roster, and then the way Preki, of course, head coach of TFC, Preki, decided to structure it as he would play only young players. So a really good look, not only a thrill to play against Bolton, but a chance to show what you've got for the premier club in the region.
Vukovic can't track that one down, so we'll have a goal kick for FC Hamilton Croatia. As we're about 3 minutes in here at Centennial Stadium, no score between FC Hamilton Croatia and the Serbian White Eagles. Talked off the top about how this game is very significant when you're talking about the standings. York Region leading the Jovova Canadian Soccer League with 27 points, but FC Hamilton Croatia just 1 point back of them with 26 points, although York Region does have a game in hand. But the Serbian White Eagles have only played 11 games, where York Region has played 14. FC Hamilton Croatia has played 15. And the White Eagles just 3 points back of tops in the Canadian Soccer League. So you got to figure, out of those 4 games they have on FC Hamilton Croatia and the 3 games they have on York Region, Serbian White Eagles are pretty much in first place right now.
And we've said it for a while, and they, of course, the main problem for those not familiar exactly why they haven't played as many games is the field here at Centennial was not in great condition. In fact, it wasn't even in playable condition. So the number of games that they had where the referees would show up, rule the field to be unplayable, and then have to postpone for a later date. So they still have a lot of soccer to make up this season, and because of that, they've been kind of a bit underrated. No one has really noticed that they've creeped their way up the standings, and still, there they are right in the mix of everything, but they still have a lot of games to play, and you're absolutely right, Ben. You'd probably have to think they are the odds-on favorite to play catch-up. 3 points to come tied out of the next 3 games. Seems extremely reasonable for a club of this quality.
Big reason for that is their quality defense. Only 7 goals allowed in those 11 games, as FC Hamilton Croatia will play it up the left side. Dodds up with the pass, and that's a little bit too far. Past Nicholas Jelicic, and we'll have a goal kick for the Serbian White Eagles. Kocic set to kick it away as the wind appears to be in his favor, blowing left to right. Kocic, a low drive, doesn't make it as far as midfield before it's chopped back over.
And I think we saw that. You saw Jankovic going back, shielding very calmly, chasing after the ball, seeing it out of play. And that's exactly what they've done. It hasn't been extremely flashy defense. They haven't put themselves in bad position. It's been very sound. And that comes from the back. That comes from a goaltender like Kocic, who's able to talk to his players and tell them exactly what they want. They run as a very cohesive unit at the back, do the Serbian White Eagles, and it's part of the reason they've only allowed 7 goals this season.
Isiknets up through the middle. Oh, that ball intended for Shepanovic just passed him, and maybe the wind caught that one a little bit, but the referee's going to go to the book.
Sure looked like it, didn't it?
Well, he's got the yellow card in his hand. He just hasn't put it up yet. And he's going to put it away, it looks like.
It was maybe an optical illusion or what, but I was thinking exactly the same thing, Ben, though I didn't see any type of infraction whatsoever.
Maybe he's just checking to make sure he had all his cards there in his pocket.
You don't want to be embarrassed. You get out there, you have the yellow, you don't have the red. That could be absolutely disastrous.
Shepanovic now with it. Near sideline, trying to keep it in play. Gets past one defender, but not the second. FC Hamilton Croatia. Here's a nice ball through. And Corporal was in past the defense, but a little bit too far. And it looks like Preston Corporal is going to be a key component to this FC Hamilton Croatia attack. As a couple of occasions he's got past the defense, a little too anxious there. Here's Sean Brown in past the defense. He tries to chop it over the goaltender and just headed out of the mouth of goal by FC Hamilton Croatia. Sean Brown, a nice play to just try and lift it over the goaltender. It was Cameron McKay well out to challenge him, and almost ended up being a positive play. Shepanovic taking the short corner. That's off a defender, and they'll do it all over again.
Kind of caught Hamilton Croatia off guard quickly on that corner kick in, and then realized maybe it wasn't the best play to throw it in, get a bank off, and start fresh from the exact same corner.
Isiknets will take this corner kick left foot into the area. Sean Brown can't get a shot away as it kind of just rolled off his right foot.
I think if I've got a favorite snake-bit player in the Canadian Soccer League, it's definitely Sean Brown. He always finds himself to be in wonderful positions, but his finishing has not been as good as he'd like it to be this season. But definitely electric anytime he's bearing down on the ball or has it at his feet. Sean Brown can make things happen on the front end for the Serbian White Eagles.
Sean Brown just caught with the ball, sort of those in-between ones where it was too high to volley, and then when he let it drop to the ground, it bounced in a position where he couldn't get a good shot away. Goal kick taken now by FC Hamilton Croatia, but that is a poor goal kick.
I think the turf can't help Mr. Sean Brown either.
It's a hard turf here at Centennial Stadium, but I'm sure the players are pleased that it's this artificial surface. If you compare this to what they had a couple of years ago, where it was pretty torn up and pretty rough shape. Now at least you've got a consistent bounce, consistent roll throughout the entire field.
I think they're just happy to be playing back here as well, Ben. And a few fans, and of all the games that we do, we always see the fans at Centennial will show up in good support, and they are out here tonight. It's kind of a cool evening, but looking down from the broadcast booth below us, we see a lot of faces. Families out sharing blankets to take in some good soccer here.
Two of the best teams in the Canadian Soccer League too, so you know you're likely in for a good game, and so far it has failed to disappoint. 9 minutes in, scoreless between FC Hamilton Croatia and the Serbian White Eagles, but not for a lack of scoring opportunities here in the first 10 minutes of this game. In the corner, O'Keefe working off Taylor Lord, and has earned himself a corner kick.
It's a good look at our fans in the stands there as we pan through, and a few Serbian flags on the way.
O'Keefe to take this corner kick. Curls it into the box. Shapanovic only able to loft it up in the air, but that's more than enough for Milos Kocic, who rises above and throws it down for Sean Brown. Can he get past the defense? Oh, Sean Brown is hog-tied on the near sideline. You've got to figure that's a booking. Referee, is he going to go to the book?
No, I don't think he is, Ben.
And it looked clearly like Sean Brown had the defender beat, and the left arm just wrapped around him and brought him down. And there we will have a caution to Ivan Razumovic.
Well, it looked for sure like he was just going to get a stern warning, but then I think when he came over, maybe reevaluated it a bit, because definitely a horse collar on the back of the jersey spun him right around. And maybe a little help from his assistant referee there on the sidelines, who was in perfect position to see exactly what happened.
Shapanovic to take this free kick. Left foot curls it into the box. That's headed down by a defender, but right into the waiting arms of Cameron McKay. McKay out to the top of the 18-yard box. Throws it off to his left. Here's Adam Leggett. Leggett up the left wing. He'll play it back. A little bit too hot to handle, but back to Leggett now. Zupan. Right side.
This is excellent ball control by FC Hamilton Croatia.
Corporal playing it back as they keep testing this defense of the Serbian White Eagles. That's a shot from well out, and not quite enough on that to fool one of the best goaltenders in the Jovova Canadian Soccer League in Milos Kocic, so he will play this goal kick.
Well, certainly from that last play coming up, you could see the great ball control by Hamilton Croatia. And definitely Serbian White Eagles are one of those teams that are not going to sit back and let you come to them. They will pressure your back line, they will pressure your mid, and right there they found a hole through it. It was excellent passing to work it up. Shot left a little to be desired, but they'll have other ones. If they're able to string together a series of passes like that, they'll be in for a good day.
Sematovic off to his left. Taylor Lord plays the give and go, looking to dump it off to Vukovic, but they weren't on the same page there. And that'll go for another goal kick, but an interesting run there for Taylor Lord as we talk about O'Keefe, Corporal, and the third of the three forwards, Shannon, also plenty of offense in his boot.
I believe Corporal had a hat trick against London City last week, if I'm not mistaken. And you keep in mind, we said this a lot, Hamilton, Croatia, a lot of games. They played a midweek clash earlier this week on Wednesday, so they are definitely probably a little tired, I'd say.
Kirill Dimitrov leaves it off, looking for Vukovic. A little bit too far. Throw in now for Hamilton. O'Keefe. Play back out.
There's a little battle there between O'Keefe and Sean Brown on the far sideline. Won by the Irishman. He gets it up to Corporal, and he's not able to go much further.
Well, they keep tacking up the right side of this field, and all of a sudden they find themselves in the offensive end, but Milos Kocic ends that quickly as Sean Brown is going to be called. Actually, that'll just be a throw-in on the far sideline.
Brown looking for a foul, seeing he was pushed in the back there. Not enough, says the referee, to warrant any type of kick.
Throw in now, and that's down low into Kocic, and standing his ground was Milos Kocic, and making the save on what was a dangerous throw-in.
Well, Kocic, cool as a cucumber there. Very potentially dangerous, chipping over, but very tall in stature, able to stand his ground, take as much room up as he possibly can, and come up with that ball. Took what could be a dangerous situation, rendered it rather harmless.
Midfield here now for Vukovic, and Serbian White Eagles turn it over. That's a pass that's off the mark, so Mirko Medic will collect, and the Serbian White Eagles will throw it in near midfield. Sean Brown can't get to that one. There's a ball in, and foul is going to be called. And Vucinic wants to take it quickly, tears the ball out of the goaltender McKay's hands, and Medic will take this free kick near midfield. Medic, long free kick just past its intended mark, and maybe that one was affected by the wind, pushing it a little bit too far. McKay collects.
I'd say it was too, a good looking ball, but it really kind of sailed on him over the head of Vucinic, over the head of Sean Brown.
Yankovic lofts it up, left sideline, a little bit too far, and we'll have another throw in for FC Hamilton, Croatia.
We think normally a team like the Serbian White Eagles, who've obviously, as we've mentioned a couple times now, only surrendered 7 goals on the season, would play a more defensive style of football, but Ben, that really hasn't been the case. We've seen them score a lot early, so you can see that in this game as well, really trying to swarm all over Hamilton, see what they can get right off the bat, but Hamilton really holding their ground. It's interesting to see also the other battle at the back. You've got Medic and you've got Yankovic, always anchors at the back, and these two speedy players in the form of Shannon and Corporal could be an interesting battle today as the game wears on.
That drop kick not controlled. Hamilton, Croatia up the left side. And that'll go off. Adam Leggett, he doesn't agree with that. Thought Hamilton was going to maintain possession. Instead, it's a throw-in over to Sasha Vucinic, who keeps it in play. A nice play by Vucinic, hugging the sideline. Midfield now, back to Vucinic. Captain passing it up the right sideline. It comes back to him. Sean Brown. Kirill Dimitrov back to Brown, and in an offside position with Sean Brown. A nice development there offensively for the Serbian White Eagles. Sean Brown just a little over anxious.
Yeah, nifty little passing there for the White Eagles, and Brown trying to play that line as close as he could, but got a little over anxious. Referee had the flag up, and that's the way it goes sometimes.
McKay sending it down the field, and controlled by Hamilton as it's sent to the back line. Hudson. Razumovic back to Hudson. Hudson with the long ball, well past everybody, and Kocic will play it. 17 and a half minutes played here in the first half, and we are scoreless between the Serbian White Eagles and FC Hamilton, Croatia, as Milos Kocic will take his time, take the ball outside the 18-yard box and fire it away with his left foot, and looked like Vucinic really misjudged the wind, and that's a poorly played ball by FC Hamilton, Croatia, and going to say that this is a goal kick somehow. I don't know how you can come away with that after it clearly went over Vucinic, and it looked like it went off the head of the defender.
I tell you what, Ben, I would have liked to have known what the crowd thought about that. I don't think they were close to voice their opinion. Yeah,
in some way.
You can't keep quiet about these things, you know?
Well, that was a good break, I'll tell you, for FC Hamilton, Croatia, because that was just a sloppily played ball, and if that did end up going off the head of the defender, breathing a sigh of relief after the call of goal kick on that. Visiknit's a shot from distance, man. I think there's one or two shots left in that left foot of Sasha Visiknit's, especially when you go with the wind here, left to right. And clearly you can see there on the replay, going off the defender's head. Should have been a corner kick, but instead called a goal kick.
Well, it boggles the mind. It's why he didn't even sell it, Ben. Like, he turned around and sprinted dead after it in order to save it, which should kind of be a bit of a tip-off. Obviously, that's not what the referees are going on, but at the same time, it was... If you didn't see the first part, obviously the intent to get that ball and preserve a corner that never really ended up happening. It's going to ground with Shannon, but no call.
Shipanovic able to keep it in play. Up to Sean Brown. Oh, almost got past the defender. He was angling for a call there, but none came. Shipanovic off his midsection looking for Brown, but that's broken up. Leggett out-battled there by Vukovic. Throwing up coming now as the crowd appreciates the effort.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ben, Ivan Razumovic is definitely going to have his hands full, and you can see Shannon going down there is colliding with to be Medic in the back, but Razumovic definitely going to have his handful already booked in this game. And Sean Brown is so quick. It's the reason he had to take that yellow card the first time and spin him around. So booked early. We'll see how that goes if Sean Brown can create more chaos at the back, as he's pretty much done that every time he stepped onto the pitch this season.
Left side now for Corporal. Corporal's taking off the ball. A nice sliding tackle there by Mirko Medic, and we'll have a throw in. It looks like it'll be Leggett to take it. Adam Leggett's going to take this throw in near sideline. Down near towards the corner and go out just on the left side of the flag for a throw in. Leggett will take this one as well.
This is where it helps to have someone with a big throw that they can convert this in. Now getting it over the heads of Big Yankovic and Medic in the middle will be difficult, but that's not a bad ball in.
Leggett into the middle. Here's a shot, and Kocic stopping the attempt by Corporal, who found himself with the ball just in front of the net, but Kocic able to see through a sea of bodies there in a strong play. Now quickly down the other end, Serbian White Eagles will throw it in.
Yeah, it was a pretty good ball up for Vukovic, who kind of stopped and started again, a little bit of a stutter as you see this ball in the middle, and Corporal with a good left foot on it on a bouncing volley. Had to take it first time, was able to wait for a bit, but not too long, and here's Corporal bearing down again.
And Vukovic not taking any chances, firing it up for a Big Yankovic, and that'll go into the Hamilton bench. Thrown up now for Corporal. He's on a 1-on-5 rush. Corporal just sending it in the middle, trying to find somebody, anybody, because he was all alone in the offensive end. Here's Sean Brown trying to corral the bouncing ball. Off a defender. Brown into the corner. Kept in play only briefly before it's ruled off Sean Brown for a throw-in on the far sideline near the corner.
Tried to drag. I'm surprised he didn't try and win a corner kick there. Instead, he comes away with not much, and still I think he preferred his 1-on-1 to the 1-on-5 that Corporal had at the other end. Those odds are usually better if I know my math.
It's good work. You don't, but you got lucky.
I keep plugging away. Hours of studying before I come here.
We're about halfway through the opening half of action here at Centennial Stadium. No score between the Serbian White Eagles and FC Hamilton, Croatia. We bring you Jovova Canadian Soccer League action on Rogers TV. Battle for it won by FC Hamilton, Croatia, kept in there by Visiknit's far sideline. And that pass was not on the mark, but Kirill Dimitrov sent to ground, and free kick upcoming.
And Dimitrov, quick-footed, it tried to drag it back, got bumped a little bit. Sets up a interesting free kick. Obviously, we know Vitiknis can get the ball there. We saw him sail one a little high.
Sasha Visiknit's about to take this free kick as two-man mini wall backed off the line. Just about 3 yards outside of the 18-yard box is Visiknit's left-footed curl into the box off a couple of bodies. Looked like it might have gone off a defender. Assistant referee agrees. It'll be a corner kick.
Good little chance there, but I think it was a well-placed mini wall. Obviously, he was trying to swing that one in, maybe made him change it a little bit, the trajectory, not get it exactly where he wanted it. Obviously missed the head of Medic.
Šipanović, the left-footed corner, in past the defender and into the back of the net. 1-0 Serbian White Eagles as they convert on the corner kick.
I think it was eventually Sean Brown who got his head on it and just snuck past everyone. Coming out to challenge was McKay. And as a result, Sean Brown getting up above everyone. And what did I say about him being snake bit? Maybe not so much anymore. Maybe you heard me.
Well, if anybody needed a little bit of good fortune, it was probably Sean Brown. And Brown did get past everybody.
Now, McKay has to do better coming out. He's got to be absolutely sure when he's coming out and committing to something like that, because Brown, of all of the tall people that they have on the Serbian White Eagles, if it's going to be Sean Brown in the 6-yard box with a header, you have questions to ask of yourself.
Sean Brown usually creating goals off his nice runs, but off a corner kick, gets past the defense, and the Serbian White Eagles will now try and hold on for 3 points and tie the York Region shooters for tops in the Jovova Canadian Soccer League. FC Hamilton, Croatia, no doubt will have something to say about that as Leggett tried to send it up for Corporal. Vukovic lofting it up. Corporal bringing down Dimitrov, no call. Corporal now.
Nice little footwork by Corporal to get out of that mess there.
Corporal sending it in, and it's hard to get it past that man, Big Yankovic, as he stretches out his left leg, and once again Sean Brown past the defense, and it's a little easier to take after you just scored a goal.
Oh, it's the energy with which he plays the game is always the most interesting. My favorite is the Sean Brown I'm not offside face.
That one, it looked like he had a little bit of a more guilty look than the previous two offsides, but yeah, anytime you're up 1-0 and you're the man that put the ball in the back of the net, makes that a little easier to swallow as FC Hamilton, Croatia will try to respond here in the opening half as taken too quickly by Visiknets, and Leggett bats that ball down. Vukovic into Visiknets. Nice little pass by Dimitrov. Dimitrov on a run into the top of the box. Dimitrov shot. What a save by McKay. Kirill Dimitrov in past the defense, and Leggett will play it out. Kirill Dimitrov and Sasha Visiknets working a little telepathy there as perfect give and go ended up with Dimitrov all alone.
We talked about coaches standing his ground. McKay absolutely standing his ground there. All in alone was Dimitrov, and what a good play to get that foot in. Patience, coming out to challenge, and knowing exactly what he needed to do. That's the only thing that's going to keep that ball out of the net. Phenomenal job from the Hamilton Croatia keeper.
Vukovic will take this throw in. Looking down for Dimitrov. Played back to the top of the 18-yard box. Visiknets off to Dimitrov, looking for Šipanović. That's snipped out by Hamilton. Middle now, Corporal, right side. Jason Shannon waiting for a pass up the middle. One came, but it was a little bit too late as the defense was able to collapse on him. Zupan, left side. Leggett. Working off Vukovic, and that is a low bouncing shot. Probably more an attempted cross, but out of his net was Kocic to play that calmly. He will drop kick it. Looking for Brown. One bounce off the turf. Brown able to get part of his body on it. But McKay now with control. He'll play it up the middle. Zupan looking for Leggett. Leggett able to keep it in, but Vukovic controls for Kocic. Kocic, the left foot. Sean Brown, the only man in deep as Dimitrov. Visiknets. Visiknets off to his right. Two defenders collapse on him. What a pass up to Dimitrov. Visiknets and Dimitrov working some magic here in the first half. There's a pass in for Brown, and Brown, not sure if he wasn't trying to pass that one, but nevertheless, it'll be McKay stopping that opportunity.
I think he's trying to dead Mitchell Stamanovich there and perhaps set him up with a nice left foot on the inside, but kind of sailed off his foot on the little volley that was sent in. So unfortunate for Brown, but he's got his team up so far.
Too much body on Vesiknets, who takes the quick free kick and hoping for a run up the left side by Vukovic, but none came, so controlled by FC Hamilton Croatia.
I think if you're head coach Previc, then you're probably okay with that, because the way Vesiknets has played all game so far, he's really set the pace and had really good vision, very calm, and you've seen some of the passes that he's put up to his forwards up front already. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. So if you waste a free kick like that, it's not really the end of the world. These tensions were definitely there.
Corporal taken down hard, so we'll have a free kick on the far sideline for FC Hamilton Croatia. Here's the ball. Sean Brown on a run, chips it past the goaltender, and just wide of the net. Sean Brown. If he hadn't scored that goal in the 25th minute, Cal, we'd be talking about how he continues to be snake bitten. But luckily, he has that goal to hang his hat on.
And I can't believe I didn't chip that in face. That's also another good Sean Brown one. But look at the speed. Look at the chances that his speed generates. It's almost unfathomable how he's able to run down every single back in this league. Just, you can't really get a better touch. That's all you can say. So close. It looked good. And I think everyone, as they waited to see where that one bounced, either oohed or not, and that's Shannon going down as he went down hard, going up for a challenge on the ball. Plays them blown dead.
I wonder if Sean Brown is the fastest man on the field in this game right now.
I think you'd have to think he is. He's definitely showing it off, waiting for someone else to step up.
Neil Acharya is down at field level with a guest.
Thanks a lot, Ben. I am here with Ronnie Davidson, head coach of FC Hamilton Croatia. Ronnie, for a team chasing first place, and you can get that with a win tonight, you can't be happy with the last 10 minutes or so of play.
Absolutely not. I think we started the game well. The wind is definitely a factor in their favor for this half anyway. But I thought we competed well, but the last 10 minutes, you're right, we just dropped off, lost our shape, something I'll get right at halftime.
What went wrong on that specific set piece that led to the first goal for Serbia?
Real simple, poor marking. Simple as that, poor marking, no communication.
One last question. Normally you play a 4-4-2. You switched it up tonight, a 4-3-3. What was the reason for that decision against Serbia tonight?
One of the reasons, and that is the first game we played them, we weren't getting in behind them on the flank. So tonight I decided to change it up and try and get in behind them.
Thanks a lot for your time, Ronnie, and best of luck with the rest of the game. Guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, Neil. And that's interesting, Cal. We were talking a little bit about how the wind might play a factor, and when the head coach, Ronnie Davidson, saying that, yes, the wind is playing a factor, I think that speaks volumes.
I wonder what he's trying to say there.
I think he's trying to say something about the wind and maybe how it's affecting this game.
That could have been it. Maybe you're reading too much into it. No, I think that you're absolutely right, Ben. First of all, the wind has definitely been part of it. And I think maybe you'll start to see that his transformation to the different formation might start to pay off when they get some wind in their favor. Because right now, when you're playing against the wind, it's hard to take advantage of those three strikers. But here they are attempting to do that.
Leggett and Shannon playing some catch on the near sideline, and a strong play there by Kocic as the far assistant referee had the flag up as Corporal was on a run. But here's Shepanovic up the right side. Shepanovic working 1-on-4, able to get it over to Vesiknets. Top of the 18-yard box. There's a shot, man. I figured we might see a few more of those shots by Vesiknets. Plenty of power behind that one, but just sailing over the crossbar.
Ben, he requires so little space to get off that shot, and you can see right here a nice little step over, able to shed the defender, and he's able to keep that ball down. That would have been a beauty goal. You cannot leave him alone for a second.
Who wins in a race? I was going to say fight. Who wins in a race? Sasha Vesiknitz's shot or Sean Brown running?
I don't know. It would be tough. First of all, let's try it. And if there's any way to measure that, if we can get producer Jeremy Milani to rig that up somehow at halftime, if we can have a competition between those two things and maybe take some side bets. He's not for the idea. He said, yeah, right. Yeah.
There would definitely have to be some side bets.
I think so, yeah.
Be a close one, especially with this wind, as we saw Vesiknitz unload on that shot just over the crossbar. Here's a shot from distance by Corporal, and Kocic had to dive to his right to make that save.
I think that's also part of the reason for the formation shift. We can talk about getting behind the D because the D is good, but once you get behind the D, you still have a phenomenal goaltender in the back line in Kocic, and maybe it requires 3 guys up. It will also require them to have to play better with the 7 guys that they have back. And so far, it's been kind of patchy for Hamilton, Croatia.
Sean Brown, Dimitrov, turned over, right side now for Dodds. Jamie Dodds. Zupan. Off to Dodds. Into the top of the area. Headed away by Medic. Looking for Sean Brown, but pass didn't quite get there. Hudson. That's off the mark, and turnover. Throw in now for the Serbian White Eagles. They lead at 1-0 as we're through 35 minutes here as we have a look at that shot by Corporal. Good low shot. And when you're trailing 1-0, shot on goal, never a bad idea. Tough to beat Kocic, though, from that distance. Throw-in about to be taken far sideline.
A bit of discussion with the assistant referee over there. Everything's cleared up now. Back into play again, and it would be very, very nice for Hamilton, Croatia to find the back of the net before the half is over. Certainly to be able to hold it 1-0 with this wind, and hopefully the wind will keep up in the second half with their benefit.
Leggett gets past Blasky. Leggett trying to cross it, but that's pounded back, and bicycle kick there by Shepanovic, and a collision between Sean Brown, and Sean Brown's going to lose the argument with the referee as he will be called for the foul on Ivan Razumovic. Nicholas Jelicic will take this free kick and send it back to the back line. Hudson. Right side. That's a turnover. Throw in taken quickly. Leggett. Back to the goaltender, McKay. McKay playing it to his defense. Left side. Jelicic playing it back. Razumovic trying to go over the top and letting that one slide out of play. Was Vlasky. Goran Vlasky. Looking for Kirill Dimitrov, goes over his head, and maybe that was affected by the wind as well. Battle at midfield, and there will be a foul called there as the referee trying to play the advantage. Zupan set to kick it away. A couple of stutter steps.
You can see a lot of blue jerseys coming forward at this point, pushing that back line, seeing if they can get a little flick on. They got one, but it didn't get through, and that's often the case when Yankovic is back there.
Corporal trying a nice little nifty back pass there off that free kick and just missed the mark, as hitting the deck was Kirill Dimitrov. Assistant referee calling a free kick. Taylor Lord takes it up the left side looking for Sasha Vesiknitz. They've earned themselves a throw-in near midfield. Vesiknitz. 3 Serbian White Eagles in deep. Shepanovic, top of the 18-yard box. Vesiknitz trying to pound it through the defense, and I think all along he was just hoping to get a corner kick, and his hard work paying off as Serbian White Eagles will get a chance at this set piece. They'll have a corner kick.
Good job by John Alvin Hudson there, holding his ground, getting in the way. And of course he gives up the corner kick, but that's really of no concern when someone's bearing down on you in the box. So able to stand his ground and help his keeper out as the corner kick comes.
And that's headed out, now lofted out by FC Hamilton Croatia. Can they clear the zone? And that'll make it easier as foul called on the Serbian White Eagles, taken quickly by FC Hamilton Croatia. Vlasky heading it back towards midfield. Pass through the middle. Visiknitz looking for Shepanovic. Couldn't get inside the defender. Up off the back line, Mirko Medic. Shepanovic. Play on, says the referee. Sean Brown. That'll be a throw-in for the Serbian White Eagles.
Shepanovic looked to take a little whack on the leg there, went to ground, and with the advantage, they had nowhere to go with it. And just take a look at our goal scorer, Sean Brown. Many other chances on top of that. Being marked very, very closely. You lose him for 1 second, it's going to be 1-0, and it was. And it still is.
Here comes Leggett. Into the middle. Picked off by Medic.
Good job by Zupan in the dogfight there. Comes away with the ball.
Zupan taking that free kick left side. Trying to hook up with Leggett. And strong defending there by the Serbian White Eagles, and a throw-in upcoming as Leggett will take it.
It was Vlasky going back, and it looked like he was trying to maybe shield it, but realized run nearly as well as they thought. And as a result, had to concede the throw-in, which Leggett will be happy to take right now. And have to make the most of these situations, Ben.
Adam Leggett playing it off to the right side. And an offside position.
Good luck for Jamie Dodds there, former United Soccer League player with the Toronto Lynx. Kind of homecoming of sorts. Would have played on this field quite a bit 4 or 5 years back. He's making his presence felt. His side down 1-0 in this game, trying to claw their way back in.
Sean Brown heading it towards the corner. And Hamilton will let that one go past the end line for a goal kick. 41.5 minutes gone here in the opening half as we approach halftime here between Serbian White Eagles and FC Hamilton Croatia. Serbia up 1-0. Goal coming in the 25th minute off the head of Sean Brown.
This is always an interesting dynamic to see how the referee deals with this sort of thing, because the Serbian White Eagles are a phenomenal defensive team, but they're also very physical. And these steps up in the back where you're able to step up, and that was Medic who actually got the call up against the Bolton Wanderers, and he came through going for the header, but kind of pushing the back there. The referee has warned them to cut it out at this point because it has happened on a couple of occasions, and his patience appears to be wearing thin.
Played up, Leggett working 1-on-2, trying to get past Vlasky. Shepanovic converged on him as well. Shepanovic now with a run up the right side. Sean Brown, and he's not going to win that battle. As I guess we just got our answer. What's quicker, the shot or Sean Brown? Looks like the shot, because he couldn't track that one down.
He thought about it too, and he gave it a good 20, 25-yard run before he realized he wasn't going to get to it. So
maybe with the wind, though.
Hey, well, that's it. See, if Sean Brown's running with the wind and the ball's going against the wind, I'm not necessarily going to get bet against Sean Brown. These are all variables that Jeremy Milani is going to have to set up when he does our little obstacle course.
We'll do it in a wind tunnel.
Maybe that.
Goal kick to be taken by Cameron McKay, as we've got a substitution here.
Be Tom Bilic coming on, I believe. Razumovic will take a seat, and we talked about him picking up a card earlier on, and no danger of picking up a second, and I think perhaps that's the influence of the speed of Sean Brown, and he'll have someone else to contend with back there now.
Not sure you're going to be able to beat Sean Brown in a foot race unless you're on roller skates, as Sean Brown almost comes away with that one as well. Shapanovic off a defender now as Leggett saw it go off his leg. He'll leave it there for Vlasky. Goran Vlasky looking down as Sean Brown goes there as he shields off a defender with his left arm. Sean Brown with Vlasky. Sean Brown able to keep it in. That goes off a defender, and another throw in as they keep creeping closer and closer towards the corner flag. Goran Vlasky. Not sure if he wants to go into the box. Does. But nobody home there as Zupan chops that one out. A little bit too aggressive there, Mirko Medic, and then he gives a little wave of the hand to the referee. And the referee
has asked him repeatedly to come forward. He still has not complied, holding his ground there on the 45-yard line. He'll move forward a little closer and is going to be shown a booking. Well, we talked about it before. Those are the things. He'll step up, and maybe it's a little too physical for the liking, especially when you don't get as much of the ball.
Mirko Medic, the first booking against the Serbian White Eagles in this game, and he agreed with that call entirely.
Well, you could say it's not necessarily for the foul itself. It's a repeated series of fouls can definitely earn you into the book. And I think that's what's the case right there.
Medic now lofting it up. Ends up down on the ground and chopped up. Here's Sean Brown, another chance to outrun a defender. Sean Brown getting past one defender, and he comes all the way with the ball near the corner. Sean Brown. Dimitrov tries to go through the legs. Kirill Dimitrov in towards the top of the 18-yard box, kept in. Sean Brown creating that entire offensive sequence, just running, sort of looked like a post route there as he just curled around the defenders.
Oh, it's remarkable. You don't even need a soccer ball. You could just watch this guy run and see how many people he can beat. And we're going to have a corner kick set up in the last gasp here for FC Hamilton, Croatia. There's only a minute of added stoppage time, excuse me, for those of you who didn't know, so this will be it, likely.
Mirko Medic, the only man on the field with a booking, to his credit, or discredit in this case, is there is the whistle for halftime as the Serbian White Eagles will take a 1-0 lead into halftime over FC Hamilton, Croatia, and still Medic with some words for the official. And for a man whose team leads 1-0, he has a lot to say to the referee. I don't know many times you win that argument, and I think Medic realizing that as well. So he will make his way to the dressing room and try and regroup for the second half of action. But Serbian White Eagles benefiting from a 25th minute goal by Sean Brown to lead FC Hamilton, Croatia 1-0 through 45 minutes. And if this result holds, they will pull atop the Jovova Canadian Soccer League standings with 27 points, and that would be good enough for a tie for first with York Region, passing Milltown FC and FC Hamilton, Croatia. FC Hamilton, Croatia just 1 point back of York Region. Milltown 2 back of top York Region. We will have the second half of action coming up. Serbia taking on Hamilton after the break. The Serbian White Eagles a 1-0 lead over FC Hamilton, Croatia, as we're about to start the second half of action. And will this be an issue? Serbian White Eagles now going into the wind, and FC Hamilton, Croatia going with it. It seemed to help the Serbian White Eagles on a couple of occasions. I can remember once where it hurt them a little bit, where Visiknits was expecting the ball to land a little bit short of where it did, but Visiknits trying a ball up to Sean Brown, and the wind kind of held that one up, almost worked to his advantage there as Brown was almost able to run under it.
And keep in mind, we've seen that a couple times too, a couple of Medic kicks that have been gone up and a little too far in the wind. So if they're able to hang one up and Sean Brown is able to get a header on it like he did on that corner kick, you never know. The wind, as long as you can understand the wind, you can probably use it to your benefit, you know?
And I think both teams understand the impact that the wind is having in this game, because it has been blowing start to finish, as you get an indication by the corner flags, and they have been straight out the entire game. Sean Brown, a run up the left side, runs under this one. Sean Brown in deep, trying to cross it in front to Shepanovic, and runs out the right side of the field, and a throw-in upcoming for the Serbian White Eagles. Again, Sean Brown able to track that one down.
Well, again, using his speed to go down the far wing, gets in front of everyone, and really trying to pick out Shepanovic. The cross wasn't the best, but luckily for him, the Tiknes able to track the ball down and keep it in play. And that's the thing about the White Eagles. When they attack, everyone's attacking. Everyone's going full board.
Into the box and chopped out. That's lofted down, and Medic will track it down, and he's bodied off the ball. Referee saw that and will call a foul. Medic, the beneficiary of a call, so no hard feelings there, obviously, between the official and Medic.
I think that would make Medic a little happier, considering that's why he picked up his yellow card, for those constant bumps on people when he was stepping up, and this time Shannon gave him a push in the back, and a foul was called, and justifiably so.
Kocic with his first goal kick into the wind, and ball actually bounces backwards off the turf, so you can tell it's having an effect. Vukovic sending it back to midfield. Left side now, Taylor Lord. Back to Lord.
Great footwork.
Lord with some space. Left side, Brown able to keep it in. Back to Lord, and that was a close play. And past the end line for a corner kick, but referee is going to rule that is a...
Yeah, I think they're going to give the corner, and I think the far linesman, or assistant referee, agreed the same thing, pointing to the corner.
Yes, it will be a corner kick, but Sean Brown, some great work on the near sideline to keep that one in play. It was a close play, but I think the correct call was made. Corner kick taken. Dimitrov. Shepanovic trying the half volley.
Very ambitious half volley.
Shepanovic spins himself into the ground, and he forgot the ball. FC Hamilton, Croatia now on the run. He'll slow it down a bit. Back to midfield. Regroup, send it back to defense as Sean Brown's trying to create a turnover. Taylor Lord able to do that. Visiknitz, the lone man in deep for the Serbian White Eagles. He's bodied there. Visiknitz down on the turf. Where's the ball? It's in the middle of a pile of bodies. 3 people down now. Referee says everybody up. Ball finally poked free. White Eagles still with it though. Stematovic trying to send it into Visiknitz. Visiknitz has Sean Brown there. Stematovic. Visiknitz. Shepanovic, and fans arguing for a handball in the box, I believe, and in unison they rose with an attempt to get the referee to call it and maybe a penalty, but he wasn't buying it.
Well, it was very interesting. First, you get that Tri-Nations Cup type scrum there on the edge of the area, and then look, what appeared to be a handball is 3 red jerseys shot around in unison to scream at the referee, but he didn't buy it at all, and as a result, a weird sequence of events down in the zone of Hamilton, Croatia results in nothing.
Milos Kocic will kick this one away. Into the wind. He's going to go with the lower attempt, try and cut into that wind. Sean Brown couldn't come down with it. Shepanovic neither. Yankovic. Hard to beat big Yankovic to a header. He's got about 5 inches on anybody on this pitch right now.
Always reminds me when they go through the opening national anthems and they're all standing there like that one kid who grew before everybody else.
Here's an opportunity coming for Hamilton, Croatia. O'Keefe off a defender. O'Keefe to ground, and Medic puts his hands to his head as the assistant referee calls him on a foul.
Well, he's got to be careful. He can't keep showing up the referee every single time he's whistled for a foul, so has to keep his head about him. He's an anchor at the back there, and they need him. And that's more vital than anything he could have to say to try and change the referee's mind at this point. O'Keefe on the near side waiting to take the free kick, swinging it into blue jerseys.
Aiden O'Keefe eyeing the two-man mini wall, right-footed curl into the box. Still controlled into the middle of the 18-yard box. Shot stopped by Kocic, and a little bit of a stumble there for Kocic, who throws his arms up, able to corral it between his legs.
Boys, Zupanik got a quick right foot on it as it looked to ricochet across the face of the box, just a little north of the penalty spot there. A really good look, but again, shot directly at the keeper. We saw a similar chance in the first half, and it was exactly the same result. Good chances, not great chances for Hamilton, Croatia.
McKay, drop kick up the right side. Looking for O'Keefe, but instead it's headed back towards midfield. O'Keefe again can't run it down, and we'll have a throw in. Taylor Lord watches that one go out of play, as it looks like it'll be Big Yankovic to take this throw in on the near sideline. As we're about 7 minutes into the second half of action, Serbian White Eagles still lead at 1-0 on the strength of a Sean Brown first half goal in the 25th minute. Visiknitz spotting it down to his foot. Medic, right side, Shepanovic looking back at Medic, goes up for Brown. That's always a good play. Sean Brown runs it down. No surprise there. Working 1-on-3 is Sean Brown, almost finding a hole in the defense to find Kirill Dimitrov. Instead, turned over. O'Keefe, a run up the right side. He gets the ball. Working off Taylor Lord. Lord with a left arm extended, no call. Aiden O'Keefe, apoplectic there.
He's right to be mad. He definitely got an arm push off. Very liberal with Lord. He's got a chance here.
Taylor Lord crossing it into the box. Here's a header just wide. A great opportunity there, and it was all set up on the no call by Taylor Lord, who gets a little bit of a jawing by Aiden O'Keefe. Lord with the left-footed cross in front, and Vukovic, the header just wide of the far post.
Very good 30 seconds there from Taylor Lord. Getting free, getting physical, and then showing his speed down the sidelines with a perfect cross. One of the better passes we've seen. It's a shame Vukovic couldn't finish, because that definitely would have been a very, very tough goal to come back from if you're Hamilton, Croatia.
Kocic drop kick. A strong one into the wind. Visiknitz able to control.
Defenders nipping at his heels.
Oh, great passing there is Taylor Lord. Left-footed cross looking for Sean Brown.
And Brown had eyes on that one as well.
O'Keefe looking for Corporal, and there's the effect of the wind right there, as we've got our first two flares of the night.
You can hear the wind hitting my microphone. It's every time I stick my head out of the booth. You can see it. You get a good look at these flares, and there they are, so everyone can see them. Careful on the retinas, boys. Don't look right into them.
Play back to McKay. Goaltender. Looks up the middle. We need to get some of those up here.
You know what? I'm not sure it would be a good idea in the booth, Ben. You need a fire hazard? Are we worried about that sort of thing?
Live a little. There's a shot! Corporal shot stop. Kocic! Another stop and keeps it in play. Milos Kocic doing absolutely everything. It will be a corner kick, as Kocic unable to keep it beyond the touchline, but Milos Kocic all over the place, stopping Corporal, and then gets to his feet to keep it in play there again, and I'm not so sure that did go out of play.
Maybe not, but you gotta wonder what they gotta do to beat this guy. He is an absolute freak.
Corner! And that will be a goal kick, as Kocic will get that goal kick that he so desired just moments ago, but Milos Kocic, cool as a cucumber, as we saw that halftime interview. No big deal playing at BMO Field. I've played in front of 75,000 fans. I've even flown into Tegucigalpa Airport.
Yeah, I think that was the only thing that really seemed to worry him, not playing the best in the world, not facing shots from Petrov and Real Madrid. It's more so flying into Tegucigalpa, and I think anyone who's ever flown into Tegucigalpa would probably agree it's a little more frightening than anything you'll ever have to do. If you don't believe me, YouTube it.
Vesiknitz volleying it up, trying to hit Brown. Shepanovic working on a defender. Jelicic and Shepanovic. Shepanovic comes away with it.
Done well to create room in the corner.
And he's earned himself a free kick as the foul called on Jelicic.
Good job there. That just comes from good footwork, shielding the defender away from the ball. Defender forced to take a foul, and it's what would have been normally a throw-in on an easy tap-out. The defender gets frustrated, and as a result, it's going to be roughly the same as your corner kick. Have to worry about the offsides a little more.
Shepanovic, left foot, curl into the box, headed straight up in the air. Wind is going to carry that one a little bit, and it's headed back up into the air. Shepanovic can't come down with it.
It's a great clearance by Dodds. We mentioned him before, of course, the veteran of the Toronto Lynx, and he's definitely had his handful. That's a couple times that he's had to clear the ball out in that same situation. This a sharp angle one allowed it to come back in, but McKay, very aware, plays the long ball up and perhaps trying to steal a quick one.
Corporal and O'Keefe both on the run there, but neither could come away with it as possession lost. There's a foul as hitting the turf was Antonio Zupan. So we'll have a free kick.
Zupan with the best chance for this Hamilton team in the second half. A very good look. Right in the center of the box, but shot it directly at Kocic.
Sent back to defense. Through the middle and back to Hudson. John Hudson. Vesiknitz creating a pass there and perhaps creating a turnover as it'll end up all the way back to Kocic, who will scoop it up.
The blue jerseys don't look as fresh in the legs in this half as they did in the first half. They were running onto those balls, pressuring a lot more there. Kocic allowed to drop the ball, take his time before Shannon actually decided to pressure him. So the runs haven't been timed nearly as well. They've been hanging a little back behind the defensive line. And you got to wonder, if you got three guys up front, why they're not going full tilt.
Sean Brown taking off the ball. Here's Jamie Dodds. Plenty of room for Dodds, who will chop it up the left side. Broken up before it gets to Corporal by Medic. Back on the foot of Mirko Medic as Corporal comes up behind him, takes him to ground, and too aggressive there is Medic earning a free kick.
Well, also, Ben, as we get another look at the foul
position there.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, yes.
And it will end up being free kick now for FC Hamilton, Croatia's. The Serbian White Eagles try to create something quickly. Over the head, here's O'Keefe, and Taylor Lord playing it back into the middle. Kocic just bailing out his defender, booting that one as far out of play as possible, and a rare miscue there by Taylor Lord, almost ending up with Aiden O'Keefe with an opportunity.
It seems like in the first half, the passing was a little more intricate for Hamilton. They were looking to work the ball up and then try and play a through ball in the ground, whereas the second half, they're trying to pop these balls over the heads of the White Eagle back line, which is really the trap that every team that has lost to them this year has fallen into. As you see Corporal trying to get the ball at his feet, and again muscled off. It's not really a strategy that's worked too well for many teams, trying to get these balls over the Medic and the Yankovic's. They're sitting in the center back.
Dodd with the boot up high and into the face of the Serbian White Eagle defender. Couldn't see who that was, and it looks like it is Mirko Medic taking a foot to the side of the head maybe, and that's always a dangerous play, and Medic still down on the turf.
Will take his time. It doesn't appear that they've looked for the first aid, so I think he's okay. And now, as I say that, they're going to bring something out towards him. Maybe get some water for some of the other players.
So referee is calling for the trainer.
We'll take a look at our next broadcast. It's going to be at Lamport Stadium. You're going to have Portugal FC versus TFC Academy. A couple of teams in the middle of the pack right now looking to make their move. That's coming your way on Rogers TV Friday, August 13th at 8 p.m. Ben Ennis is bringing the tools. We'll be breaking in to make sure we can get in.
Yeah, I'm not going to be part of the broadcast, but I'll be breaking in so you guys can have a broadcast there at Lamport Stadium.
And that's the right attitude to have, Ben. Okay, we can't
I'm a
say that
team player,
enough.
buddy.
Well, that's it.
Even if I'm not getting the glory, as we have a look at Mirko Medic, not exactly trying to get to his feet too quickly. He's splashing some water on his face, but you try to get a kick in the face, probably be down on the ground too.
I would. But it's happened, and I was.
And you were. But now you're back.
You should know. You kicked me.
I did, and Mirko Medic will, it looks like, head to the sideline. Not sure if he will be subbed off, but for the moment it looks like he's okay. And I don't know if the Serbian White Eagles are going to try and take a chance. Medic, one of the best defenders on this team. Right now, looks like Medic is going to come back into this game as soon as he gets the okay from the referee. Foul called there on Sean Brown, it looks like.
Up comes the referee's hand, and in comes Medic. He's back. He's not going to miss a minute of this one. They try and close out this 1-0 win. 2-0 would be a little more comfortable for the boys in red.
Throw in near midfield. Off the head of Shepanovic. Sean Brown. Dimitrov. Through the middle, Dimitrov past 3 defenders. Sean Brown, Dimitrov hitting the deck. Free kick. Just outside the 18-yard box on the right wing side, and we will have a booking, it looks like.
Look to be Dodd over there? I think it is.
And it is Dodd who will receive the yellow card. Jamie Dodd's arguing his case, but the caution here in the 63rd minute, and a free kick in a very dangerous area just outside the 18-yard box.
It's always amusing how many free kicks are always just outside the 18-yard box, you know? No, it's just outside. Never just inside.
Well, and where the ball is being placed, I don't know if you can get much closer to the 18-yard box without being inside. It's taken quickly, and I don't know if referee, the blow in the whistle, and I think the ref's going to take it again.
Do it again. He's going to get another chance there as the referee was still writing down the details of the incident in the book. And
that was a practice.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Get your left foot behind you, take a good look, and he will be able to take it again as it was not blown in. They're going to set up the wall, tell them exactly where the blue jerseys can be.
Sasha Vesiknits powering up that left foot of his. 4 red jerseys in the area. Here comes a 5th. Vesiknits, left-footed shot off the wall, and another corner kick will be taken, as playing it just beyond the touchline was Cameron McKay. And a little bit of a decoy there, it looked like, Cal, because on the initial free kick that wasn't, it was a shot. And that one appeared to be an attempted pass as Dimitrov was running through the top of the 18-yard box there.
We see often a red jersey comes out, and then a couple more red jerseys will come running in. That one did not do any type of damage except sending the ball screaming over the net. Stepping up on a volley was Dimitrov, but it was of little harm.
So another crisis averted for FC Hamilton, Croatia, as they've earned themselves a goal kick. And we've got an injured player down for Hamilton. Trainer comes up.
Is it Jamie Dodds, I believe? So we've been informed from our hard-working staff in the truck. He'll take a bit of water, help to the sidelines. And
just looks like it's a cramping situation. Doesn't look too serious, so Dodds getting a quick drink of water. He'll take his time getting to the sideline.
However, it is to the point where I think they have to start considering who they're going to sub in and if any tactical changes are going to be made, as we do see a player checking up, and that could be the end of the day for Jamie Dodds. And I think it is.
Can't see from here, but it looks like, yes, it will be a substitution. Jamie Dodds' night is over. He's being substituted off for Silvano Rajkovic. So Rajkovic in for Dodds.
They're the fresh legs that we were talking about. Again, 25 minutes to go in this game, plus a little bit of injury time, so that's all they need. Salvaging a point would be wonderful for Hamilton, and of course keep this Serbia team behind them. really no matter to them how many games they have to play, but when they play head-to-head, it's important that they're not dropping points.
That's played out. Another throw-in upcoming for the Serbian White Eagles. As it really is a huge game for both clubs. I know you've still got plenty of time to go in this Canadian Soccer League season, but winding down, and top spot in the league, meaning a lot to both teams. Here's a shot, stopped by McKay as he plays it down to his feet. Quick free kick taken and a nice save by McKay.
A very powerful left foot there that really would have done a bit of damage, but luckily the shooting lane, McKay had a complete eye on and was up to the task. No one really in the way, and this ball is booted off to the side. It'll be a throw-in for Hamilton, Croatia. They're chasing after it, and the sense of urgency starting to pick up now for the boys in blue.
Substitute Tom Bilic taking this throw-in as less than a half hour remain between FC Hamilton, Croatia, and full time here.
Bit of abuse from the referee, too. He hasn't taken a lot, but he's taken enough, I think, at this point.
Zupan, the free kick, that's well off the mark. And yeah, that's part of it, Cal, is as a referee being able to not have the itchy trigger finger and be dishing out cautions left and right, but you got to have a thick skin.
I think you most certainly do, and have to ignore every time someone's hands shoot up in protest and turn around and screaming in obscenities in whatever language it happens to be. Actually, you'd have to think most referees would be very well versed in most languages by now.
You got to be, at least the swear words in all languages.
That's it, the basics, the essentials.
Still plenty of time left for FC Hamilton, Croatia to maybe salvage one, maybe even a full three here as we approach 68 minutes gone. There we see the substitution for Dodds. And a free kick upcoming now for FC Hamilton, Croatia. As it'll be Antonio Zupan, he'll leave it for Rajkovic.
We're mentioning about the progression of the season. Of course, you have the beginning of the season where it seems like you have all the time in the world to make things up, and then a little bit of time towards halfway through, you have to start making your break, and then before you know it, you're either well in the playoffs or well out.
Here's a cross in front, ball loose. Offside position as the assistant referee had the flag up the whole way, but Kocic still down as well, the attacking Hamilton, Croatia player. That was a dangerous-looking collision as Kocic looks to be in serious pain.
Well, it looks to be they both are, because I'm trying to decipher who that is. If it's Zupan up on the ground, I think. Well, no, it's not. There's Zupan walking over, so we're just trying to ascertain who the blue jersey is, because he came in a blur and crashed right in to Milos Kocic.
Was it Bilic?
It very well could have been. Anyway,
no,
there's Bilic there, so.
Zupan, number 27, and still can't get a number on the injured FC Hamilton Croatia player, but he seems to be okay. It's Kocic that seems to be in the more severe pain, and this is a terrible loss if Kocic is unable to continue in this game. Either way, there will be some injury time added, you would have to think, in the second half here, with now the third stoppage in the second half as Neil Acharya is on the sideline. He's got some information. Neil.
Thanks a lot, Ben. Yes, well, we see a potential injury here, and that's a perfect segue into a couple of players for the Serbian White Eagles that are not playing tonight. Of course, Alex Brelitic, who we normally see here on Jovova CSL action, he is out of the lineup with a broken leg. So that's a tough break for him. And Adrian Tismanar, well, he, of course, is under review by the league for a red card in Montreal. So he will have a hearing on Tuesday about that. And we will see if we will see him again here and for how many games he will be gone. So tough break for the Serbian White Eagles, even though they do have the lead. Ben, Cal.
Very much, Neil, as Kocic tried to get to his feet, Cal, and I don't know if you saw it, but tried to get up and just could not put any weight on that leg at all. And I would be shocked if he stayed in this game, but now it looks like he might. Unbelievable, as it was John Hudson, the FC Hamilton Croatia player, that was down. He's since returned to the pitch, but Kocic, I think, is going to stay in this game. He can barely move out there. I don't know if this is a wise decision.
Well, yeah, it just speaks to his character and how he's a real competitor. And it looked like, I don't know if that was the leg or he looked like it. Maybe he left his ribs unexposed, which was my first guess. But we came back and he saw that he was lifting up. So we will have a significant amount of injury time added as a result of that. Back to his feet is Kocic. Everyone seems to be okay. We'll continue on from the offside on the dead ball.
And I think this is a pretty good indication because Medic took that kick from goal that normally Kocic would take, but I don't know if we're going to see him even take the goal kicks anymore. Left side, Visiknets, left-footed cross into Shepanovic. He heads it back out. Sean Brown tries to run that down. Zupan able to shield it though nicely. Corporal bodied there by Medic. Corporal comes away with it. He's got O'Keefe on the right side. Here's a shot off Yankovic, looking for O'Keefe, and clearly FC Hamilton Croatia just trying to test Kocic, see if he's 100%. Taylor Lord now on a run. He's got Visiknets to his right, and Sean Brown up ahead of him, but couldn't quite get him the ball. Zupan back. Through the middle. Blasky. Not going to play it back to his goaltender. Maybe a ball that, if Kocic was in full health, he might play it back to Kocic there. But
well, not only that, I was surprised Kocic didn't come for that ball because it was Shannon that was bearing down, and it seemed to be a large gap in between. Plenty of time for Kocic. He could have definitely come up and stepped up on that, but perhaps didn't want to test it. Obviously had solid defense to help him out, so they opted to play it up the far side for a throw.
Lofted up in the air. Here's Visiknets. He's got Vukovic with him, and he's fouled. The captain scoots behind this one, left foot all the way across the pitch, and somehow able to get it past the defender and right on the foot of Shepanovic into the wind.
So exciting to watch.
Here's a shot just over the crossbar, as that was Kirill Dimitrov winding up from inside the area. Fans appreciate that effort.
Well, Dimitrov had a phenomenal game. He's been able to step up and make those types of plays, really attacking from that back midfield role that he's been in. And can you say enough about Visiknets? Like, I mean, unbelievable. He just kind of circled around that ball and gave it a quick kick with the foot. No setup time, no prep time, but placed it perfectly and started that whole chance for the red jerseys. With Sean Brown in an offside position when that ball was kicked.
Sasha Visiknets with some nifty passing, but nothing to show for it. Hamilton up the middle, looking for O'Keefe. Off a defender, and O'Keefe will throw it in. Looking down to Corporal as he threw it in from in at the football line. He was unaware that the yellow line is actually the line he should have thrown it from, and he's pleading his case to the assistant referee, but it's not going to get a do-over.
And you know what, I think if you talk about home field advantage, the Serbian White Eagles definitely get at least one away player with one of those every game. Be it the goaltender coming out to handle the ball at the 20-yard line rather than the 18.
Here's an opportunity. Here's a shot. Kocic with his first touch since being injured, and it was a confident one, although it will be played out for a corner kick. Yeah, talk about home field advantage. I mean, you got a hard turf surface that not everybody is sure how to play, and then you got some lines that are in play, some that are out. It can be confusing. I can see that.
Definitely be confusing. I love the look on the face of O'Keefe when he turned to complain to the assistant referee there before realizing exactly what he'd done. So.
I've seen referees go both ways, maybe with a little leniency for some players, and there are none as...
I think when you throw the ball in bounds from 3 feet in bounds, you're probably not going to get much leniency, but your point's well taken.
Corporal not able to run that one down. Very close, though, as he almost ends up in the stands trying to run that one down. Vukovic still waiting for somebody to come to the ball. And Dimitrov did, but sloppy looking play there inside their own zone for the Serbian White Eagles. Not the most confident looking play.
Well, you see a very depleted bench for the White Eagles, of course. We were talking before about their injury and suspension problems, but it really means that the players on the field, for the most part, they have to be the ones to close this game out, and they have roughly about 15 minutes to do so. Deserve this 1-0 win on the heels of the Sean Brown header in the 25th minute. So we might obviously have a bit more injury time as well on top of that, but their fitness will have to be good, and they can't surrender one late. And they're looking equal to the task as coach. He's coming out to grab that one, so it looks like whatever injury he sustained or did not sustain or whatever was wrong with him, exactly what have you, appears to have rectified itself, and he's in fine form as we head down the stretch.
Sean Brown almost getting away with it. Waving his arms. I'm not sure if he's mad at himself. Maybe thought there was a foul to be called there. I think it's more the snake bit part we talked about earlier.
And I don't think anyone's ever used snake bit this much in a broadcast. But as that hits a fan behind the net, and they shouldn't have been standing there.
Jason Shannon almost getting past the defender, and instead it'll be Kocic leaving it, and as we suspected, he's going to let Mirko Medic take these goal kicks the rest of this game. And that one up to Sean Brown. He plays it off his hand. Referee saw that one. And not even the fans can argue that one, as it clearly rolled down the arm of Sean Brown.
But they will, Ben. They will.
They will. As they do everything here at Centennial Park. Near midfield now. Dimitrov trying to play it up the right wing. Turned over. Zupan through the middle. Vukovic couldn't come down with that one. Shepanovic trying to head it over. Brown. Vysiknets to his left. Sean Brown cutting through a couple of defenders. What a move, and then turns it over. Sean Brown, he can get you about 2/3 of the way towards a goal, but the final third, it's been a little bit difficult.
I think he and Stamatovic were on two different pages. Brown definitely running in. Stamatovic has kind of stopped. Assumed Brown beat so many guys on the way in that he kind of taken himself, but that was not the case.
Build up here for the White Eagles as that goes off the head of a defender, and we'll have a throw in near the corner for the Serbian White Eagles, and we will have substitutions, and it will come for both teams as the Serbian White Eagles will completely clear their bench, it looks like. It's a lonely spot on the Serbian White Eagle bench these days.
Well, as soon as we talked about them probably not making any changes, then they bring everyone in and make some changes.
As Aiden O'Keefe,
looks to be Aiden O'Keefe doesn't want to go off. He said, "No, I'm good." Is he going to go or not? I don't think he wants to leave, Ben. This is interesting. We've never seen this before.
It looks like he's not going to come off.
Yeah, they're going to take someone else. Sasha Vysiknets, on the other hand, will definitely go off. He's headed off the field right now. So his day is done, and he's had a very, very good day. But Aiden O'Keefe, keep standing his ground. And as long as the smoke doesn't drift into the booth, that's kind of what concerns me, right? They're far enough away. Are we downwind or are we upwind now?
I think we're upwind here, Cal. That's not a concern. What is a concern maybe on the Serbian White Eagle bench is I think Sasha Vysiknets is unleashing some of his frustrations on a equipment bag. He kicked it halfway down the sideline, but he needed something in it, so he had the embarrassing task of having to track it down and grab the contents. Vysiknets not happy with the way he's played. There you see the substitution is Janosevic comes in, and Dimitrov high arcing corner kick.
Sent that one to the 401. That was well over everybody.
Kirill Dimitrov, though, doesn't abandon the zone. Comes away with the ball. He's in good position now. Will he try the cross? Oh, he's taken down on the touchline, and goal kick upcoming. 81 minutes gone here at Centennial Stadium. 1-0. Serbian White Eagles leading FC Hamilton, Croatia, and the referee still barking out some instructions. Kirill Dimitrov looked like he was looking past the referee, and the referee, just by his body language, you can tell he's just not too pleased.
Oh, he's having a great Friday night, Ben. Look at him. He's having the time of his life. Anastasov coming into the game. Vukovic, his night is done. So a little fresh legs on the field for the home side White Eagles, trying to preserve this 1-0 lead as we head down the stretch into the final 10 minutes.
Zupan towards the corner, crossing it off a defender. Top of the 18-yard box, bouncing shot, and Kocic had plenty of time to pick that up off the high second hop, and healthy enough to drop kick that one almost the length of the field into the 18-yard box. Sean Brown taking down a defender. Referee not going to allow play to continue. Here's a free kick to be taken by McKay.
Well, Sean Brown, kind of unfortunate there, dueling, trying to get up, perhaps had his arm, locking arms with the defender on the black line for Hamilton, Croatia, and the result is kick's going to go the other way. Obviously, when you're protecting a 1-0 lead, you can't be seen to be overly aggressive, especially not in the physical sense.
And if you're a referee, you're going to take the chance on that side of the call and stop a scoring opportunity than maybe not making a call and allowing a goal-scoring opportunity. Ends up in the back of the net as Sasha Vesiknets still pacing the sidelines.
Looks like he had the locker room key in his hand that he wasn't going to wait this one out.
Don't think he's pleased to be out of this game right now, Cal.
No. I think that duffel bag can attest to that.
Poor little duffel bag. Throw in taken at midfield. Past the defense, and Shannon taking off the ball. Counterattack now. On a run up the left side was Anastasov. It didn't come to him until well late, and he wasn't on his run anymore.
Yeah, it's a shame. Anastasov making a very good run there, and he just wasn't picked out in time. He definitely would have had a few meters clear of everyone. Ball into the center, you have to figure Sean Brown will have a good opportunity on it, but here's another good opportunity.
And Shepanovic just dribbled that well out in front of himself and able to be picked off quite easily by the Hamilton player. Midfield here, though, turned over. Far sideline just drifting out of play. Throw in now. Taken quickly, looking for Shepanovic, and that's just a little bit too far out of his reach. Sean Brown header, and in a clear offside position with Shepanovic. Didn't play the ball. McKay will take it.
Now, it's interesting, Ben. We get to this point. We said at the very beginning of the broadcast how tight the defensive was and the different options, switching up front for formations.
Maybe an opportunity here for FC Hamilton, Croatia, but a nice clearance there by the Serbian White Eagle defense. And Dimitrov, Shepanovic, back up to Dimitrov on a run, and cleared. Far sideline, Kirill Dimitrov.
Well, just what I was saying before to finish that up is, you know, all the talk at the beginning of different formations switched and tight defense at the back, and here we are with roughly 5 minutes left in this game, and still just 7 goals on the season conceded by the Serbian White Eagles, and that's just absolutely remarkable.
Yeah, it really is. As Preston Corporal heading off for FC Hamilton, Croatia on the most recent substitution. Corner kick up coming now.
Very quiet night for Preston. Of course, we saw his abilities against London City, but maybe it's catching up to them. They played Friday, they played Wednesday, and here they are playing again. So
at least they have a full complement of substitutes on the bench, and here in the second half, not afraid to use them.
Well, it only takes one pair of fresh legs to even this one up. They're not down by a lot, just the one goal.
Shepanovic, corner kick off ahead, and it will be possession maintained by the Serbian White Eagles. They'll throw it in on the near sideline with just about 86 minutes gone here. There's the Preston Corporal substitution, as we see Grubisic entering the game for FC Hamilton, Croatia. Throw-in taken now. Down low. Anastasov looking for Sean Brown. That was picked off Anastasov. Goal kick.
To be taken quickly, time of the essence at this point.
Cameron McKay waiting for his teammates to head down the field. Yankovic just getting a piece of it. High bounce off the turf. And Zupan unable to come down with it. Can Sean Brown run this one down? No, just a little bit too far out of his reach. McKay will try again. Right side this time. Taylor Lord. He can't clear that one. But Medic can as he tries to hook up with Shepanovic. Anastasov looking for the ball as well. Brown. Throw in now. Taylor Lord. And as much as FC Hamilton, Croatia speeding to try and get to every throw-in, every free kick, Serbian White Eagles trying to milk every second off of this clock here in the second half, up a single goal. And Yankovic out of position, 3-on-2 developing. And O'Keefe, he just couldn't come down with the ball, and that was a great opportunity wasted by FC Hamilton, Croatia.
Well, the idea was there to try and play the header on, but it didn't go exactly the way they wanted it to, and then the ball played square. Certainly didn't go where they wanted it to, and the result was everyone caught up by then. So perhaps maybe even taking a touch off the outset and trying to play that ball up, because they had Shannon joining the rush. And man, oh man, they might not see something that good for the rest of the game.
And you don't see too many miscues like that off Yankovic, who was caught out of position, just whiffing on that clearance attempt as he came up off his back line. And here's maybe another opportunity for FC Hamilton, Croatia. Playing it back to midfield. That's lofted up in an attempt to hit O'Keefe, and it'll be a corner kick here as Kocic tried to save that one.
Bit of a miscue. The back pass wasn't exactly where he wanted it to be. Kind of low, not exactly to his keeper, so this might be it.
Corner kick taken, punched out by Kocic. Shepanovic not taking any chances. He'll kick it out for a throw-in. FC Hamilton, Croatia. O'Keefe running it back to the sideline. Does he know which one is the sideline? Yes, he does.
The tough questions, right, Ben?
18-yard box. That question was answered. And the thing is, usually you see that happen to a player just about once in a game. You don't see it a second time. Usually they're able to correct your mistake there. Is goal kick here, and we've got another injured Serbian White Eagle player.
It's to be lowered down for a bit. Of course, when you get into the 90th minute, you wonder how injured is he.
And the referee quickly tells him to get up. Don't waste any time, and here we see Taylor Lord. Not too much contact there, but a lot of flailing by Taylor Lord, who seems to be okay.
Referee telling him to get on with it.
Still haven't seen a signal into how much stoppage time we will have here in this second half, but goal kick taken there. Volleyed down to the foot of the Hamilton player. Taylor Lord, though, a strong play. Taylor Lord, plenty of room, crossing it in front. Brown can't get to it. Here's an opportunity. Yanusevic, the bouncing shot. We will have 5 minutes of added time here in the second half. So still plenty of time for FC Hamilton, Croatia to try and salvage at least a point.
It's interesting when you see the game being salted away here by these red jerseys. Taylor Lord stepping up and joining a rush. There's your left back coming all the way up and not afraid to make a run up the field. So that just tells you that they'll go with good offense and then rely on their big men in the middle to keep their defense solid.
Medic Lofting it up. Here's an opportunity. Dimitrov cutting through the defenders. He's got Jepanovic to his right. Somehow, Dimitrov doesn't have the ball. I thought he was past the defenders. Dimitrov looking back in disbelief. Yanusevic, though, trying to set up Sean Brown. Sean Brown, left wing. Inside the 18-yard box, playing it back. Here's a shot! Stopped there by McKay, keeps it in play.
A good job by McKay and good job by Nicholas Jelicic. And I'm not sure if we get a chance to see that replay, but he was the one that took that ball right off the attacking Serbian White Eagle. And wow, what an absolutely phenomenal defensive play, as this ball's going to roll out for a throw-in at the corner stick. But man, oh man, it looked like he was off to the races.
Kirill Dimitrov looked like he was going to assault away 3 points here, but on the same sequence of events, the quick shot there by Anastasov, and McKay had to dive to his right. Not sure if that would have been on target, but can't take any chances there as McKay keeping it in play. Here's O'Keefe, right foot, chopping at it. Kocic letting it go, letting his defender Taylor Lord boot it out. Relentless pressure here now by FC Hamilton Croatia as the clock ticks down just about 4 minutes. Make that 3 minutes of added time remaining here in the second half. Corner kick now.
Doing well to win a corner and probably didn't have the angle on the cross, but definitely Riley figured, you know, if I get this one off the defender, we can set something up and put a lot of people in the box. As you see, it's just Sean Brown, the only one back for Serbian White Eagles. Here's a chance at a header, but it's ripped through.
O'Keefe sending it all the way through the box. Dimitrov. Brown. Left side, he had Jepanovic all alone, but he was life and death to just control it over there on the right wing side, and he was unable to do so. Serbian White Eagles will maintain possession, though. That's all they're looking for late in the stages here at Centennial Park, leading 1-0 over FC Hamilton Croatia. Brown calling for the ball. It ends up to Yanusevic. And again, they've earned themselves a throw-in. Serbian White Eagles will take this the rest of the way. 2 more minutes of this along the sideline. They'll be very happy with that. And there was another ball in play, so another fortuitous situation for the Serbian White Eagles. There's a couple more seconds tick off the clock. A judo kick on that one, a flying drop kick, and it ends up on the boot of the FC Hamilton Croatia player, but not for long enough as it's kept inside the offensive zone for the Serbian White Eagles. Jepanovic taking off the ball. Plenty of room for Hamilton now. Jepanovic recovering though nicely. Free kick upcoming. O'Keefe make that Zupan. Wants to take it quickly. And carded and delay clearly there by Stamatovic. Jepanovic trying to slide and intercept that. Cross into the box. Headed and just wide of the goal. Goal kick.
And I like that decision from the referee. You know, here we are, time's of the essence. The White Eagles doing a good job wasting time at every opportunity they could, and that's part of the game. That's part of what happens. But if you're going to stand in front of a free kick at that stage in the game, when the referee tells you to get back, expect to be booked.
Stamatovic receiving the caution here. In added time of the second half, just about 30 seconds of it remain. And a poor clearance there. Zupan playing it off to the left. Top of the 18-yard, chopped inside and just off the mark. Will that be the last opportunity for FC Hamilton Croatia? If you like the action you're seeing here tonight, tune in next Friday. TFC Academy at Portugal FC at Lamport Stadium. As the fans not pleased with the fact that the Hamilton player went to retrieve that ball to try and get it played in as quickly as possible.
Well, they're on their feet now, hoping this will be the very end of it.
Referee not looking down at his watch quite yet. Jepanovic plays it, and there it is, the full-time whistle. The Serbian White Eagles now tied for first in the Javola Canadian Soccer League after a 1-0 win over FC Hamilton Croatia. For Cal McClellan, Neil Acharya, all of our entire Rogers TV broadcast crew will bid you good evening from Centennial Stadium. 1-0 Serbian White Eagles.